Yo, hey, what's up, everyone? It's time for Dirty Thursday. John Roberts is still on vacation, so I'm Dale, the usually producer, still filling in for just one more week here. I guarantee he will be back next week. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in and joining us. Alongside me is co-host Stephen Lewis, Speedway Shots photographer. How you doing?
Good. How's it going?
Not too bad, not too bad. And today's guest, across from me, he is a NOSA Sprint car driver number 41T, Mr. Oh, I got my drum roll effects here. Travis Strandell, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing all right. I'm ready for a big show here. And sitting to my left, the FKA Senior Medium driver number 88. Another drum roll for the special guest, Jade Embury.
Hi.
I queued up the special soundboard for you guys today, so yeah, it's gonna be an awesome show. I think I've been wanting. When I filled in that last time, I always thought it's kind of cool to get like the big track and go-kart track correlation here when I had the Jarvises on. I think a few months back. So thank you guys so much for coming in and just getting back to me right away for coming on. So I'm so looking forward to talk about a bunch of stuff, but. Before we get into the interview, I want to remind everyone watching live, if you have questions or comments, please interact with us on the show, either in the live stream chat. So you already got we got a bunch of people jumping in. Nick saying good morning, Amanda saying hello and bragging that she beat Nick. What's up, Jeremy Ekman? And Amanda Munson, Thorvalson, Tim Schwan saying happy belated birthday, Jade.
Thank
a few
you.
days ago, yes. Oh my gosh, I love it. Keep the comments coming. Also, call or text in 701-213-0863. Also, a quick reminder, Dirty Thursday is back on YouTube. Just search GFBS Dirty Thursday and you'll be there. Currently in the process of uploading the many back episodes. I'm up to like about this back summer or so. Still about another 2 years to go before that, or actually no, 3 or 4 years to go. Oh gosh, so many episodes. But yeah, just search GFBS Dirty Thursday to find them there. Today's show is brought to you by the Red River Motorcyclist Spirit of America Bike and Car Show.
It's the Red River Valley Motorcyclist Spirit of America Bike and Car Show, Saturday and Sunday, May 3rd and 4th at the Alaris Center in Grand Forks. Admission is just $10. Kids 12 and under are free with a paying adult, and veterans are absolutely free. There's going to be a raffle with $90,000 worth of prizes, including a Polaris 1000 North Star Ultimate Crew Cab Ranger, a Harley-Davidson Street Glide, and Polaris Sportsman 570, with the net proceeds benefiting the Veterans Honor Flight of North Dakota, Minnesota. Get your tickets by calling Scott at 406-899-5247 or Timothy at 701-739-1605 or go to rrvmnd.org. The Red River Valley Motorcyclist Spirit of America Bike and Car Show, Saturday and Sunday, May 3rd and 4th at the Alaris Center in Grand Forks.
Oh man, the chat is getting mighty combative already. Amanda and Nick are going at it. I think Nick Curtis wants the early birthday shout out, it sounds like. I don't know. Do you think
Better get it in now, I guess.
All right. Well, happy early birthday, Nick. Oh man, all kinds of love going on here. So, you know how we like to talk, how we like to start off every episode of Dirty Thursday in honor of John Roberts here. We got to keep this tradition going. Jokes, my neighbor tells me, are you guys ready to laugh or be mad?
I mean, we're ready for it, but I don't know that we're going to.
So, I know,
is the thing.
This one, I think this is more like getting ready to be mad, because I did a search for, I was going to do, let's keep it a little topic related. I looked up go-kart jokes, and I think I saw what must have been like a AI driven list of go-kart jokes, because half of them did not make sense, and like half of them just got me like, So here's 2 of them here. I think if Kenny from FKA was here, he would have words for me on this first one. So here's this first one. What do you call a go-kart that is afraid of the dark? A scaredy cart.
Oh, boy. Wow. Oh, okay, that's not a good start.
Yeah, we're getting the buzzer.
Yeah.
If I was to bust this out at the track, they'd just throw me out of there.
All right, we got our practice joke in. Let's bring it home.
This second one, I do not like at all. It makes no sense to me. This was off the same list. What is a go-kart's favorite type of movie? So go to favorite movie of a go-kart driver. According to this list, The Fast and the Furious. Like, there are no go-karts in that movie, right? I don't even think there's like a quick little scene or anything.
Not that I know of.
Not that I'm aware of either.
Do everyone at the table, do you have a favorite racing movie? or just car-themed movie, like driving. Maybe not have to have racing in general. I know on Netflix they actually did a go-kart themed movie it's just called Go-Karts. It was all right. I don't know if either of you heard of that or yeah.
Yep, I watched it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought that was like a pretty good, nice, family just racing movie. I thought that was a pretty solid one. Did anyone here see that new Netflix Senna show for?
I have not yet. I do want to though.
Yeah, the very first episode of that, it's kind of like
the trailers looked really good for it.
Oh gosh,
so.
yeah, really, really good stuff. And the first episode, it kind of wraps up the end of his go-karting career with a couple, like the last big race of it and all that too. I really liked how that was, and like there's some occasional flashbacks. So I thought that was really good. But you guys got one that come to mind?
I like Rush or Days of Thunder.
Oh yeah, Rush. Yep. And I think they're still trying to get that sequel to Days of Thunder going.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Jade?
There was a couple there. There was one that was on Netflix. It was about like a girl driving a modified. I can't remember what the name was, but
Oh gosh.
it was on Netflix a while ago. I don't
have to
think
look
it's
it
on
up.
there
I
anymore.
think it's like Lady Driver.
Yep, that's
Lady
what it
Driver?
was. Lady Driver.
I know it. I'm gonna have to add that to the queue. Steven, did you see?
Was it based off anyone like,
I don't think
or was
so.
it just okay?
It was just a movie. I don't think it was based off anything. I don't think.
It's kind of cool because it's dirt racing, but it's kind of cheesy at the same time. It's not really well put together.
Yeah, it's really tough when there probably wasn't a lot of actual like dirt people input into it. You know.
They're wearing like headsets like they do in NASCAR. And
Oh, I've
he's,
seen
like,
that a
talking
lot.
to her while
Yeah.
she's racing, and I'm like, that's not how it works, man.
Well, wasn't Travolta in one that was like late
Trading
models or
paint.
something?
I
And
saw
they
that one,
They
yeah.
had radios too, and I'm just like, what do you mean radios?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
you know,
that-
like
I'm like, why can't we have radios?
I mean, I do. You guys don't, which is the way it should be. But
I don't get to talk back. That's
Yeah,
all right, though.
just get to listen.
but anyway, yeah.
Oh gosh. Well, I do have a couple of mini track schedules news updates here. I was trying to catch up on stuff from the last couple of days. So I don't know. Did anyone see this? I just saw this the other day on the Outlaws website. But I guess starting next week and this season for some major national touring dirt racing tracks, they are going to enable sportsbook betting on dirt racing.
I seen that.
Yeah. So that's
As long as you're not affiliated like a driver or a crew or whatever.
right.
So I thought that was a good stance for them to take. It was something I honestly never even thought of, and I saw the dirt car press release there. It was probably a good idea to keep that, put a stem on that right at the beginning if they're,
No, yeah, that
gonna
makes sense.
expand into that.
Kind of like how a lot of the major sports leagues now
Yeah.
that this has become more of a thing the last few years. The athletes can't bet on games,
Right,
or at least
right.
in their league, anyways.
Right,
And
right.
but yeah, it's like I think it's just for like some more the more major touring circuits, World of Outlaws, USAC, and Dirt Car. I think maybe one or two others. But yeah, I mean, I've never. Once a year, I'll place a bet on the Kentucky Derby just as a little silly tradition. But I've never. I know some people that are all into that kind of stuff. Any of you guys does that interest you, or you know other people that kind of are all about that?
I mean, I gamble a little bit, nothing crazy, but I don't really watch Kentucky Derby or anything like that. I don't know. I don't have time for that half the time,
No,
The big deal around here is there's not money based, of course, but everyone gets their picks in on the MRP usually before the night starts or whatever.
Fantasy, right?
So yeah,
Dirt draft.
I do dirt draft,
yeah.
which is
So like fantasy?
yeah, it's like fantasy dirt car racing. Like all the World of Outlaw shows are on there. High Limit, USAC, a bunch of late model stuff, and I mean the app costs me money a month, but then you gain points. And then you have to spend those points in the dirt draft store, and you can get like World of Outlaw tickets, merchandise, stuff like that.
Not like not like actual cash, but just
Right.
like like merchandise.
Right, exactly.
Very, very cool. I see a couple more people responding there in the chat. Corey Liddon, what's up? Saying Ford versus Ferrari for a good racing movie pick. That is a very good one. David Ackerman, good morning. Amanda Joe, is it cheating if a dirt racing competition director plays MRP fantasy? I don't think so. No.
There were some times in the past she had some insider info that might have helped her, beat someone else in the chat there. But, it happens. It happens,
Keeping it on the level. That's what we're all about. otherwise, one other thing that caught my eye, Brian Shirley. Did you guys see his late model? It was like
Oh yeah, it looked like a jet. Yeah, it looked like one of those
I've
jet
seen
propelled things. I've never seen a late model go up like that.
and-
Or at least it's been a way long time. But
looked scary.
Yeah,
Yep,
scary
yep.
deal.
And he miraculously did not have like a single burn on him coming out of that. That was for how long he was in there. Not even like a little.
I didn't see the video. I just saw the pictures. But yeah, that's probably an even worse situation being cocooned in there like that. But yeah, luckily that turned out all right.
Otherwise, World of Outlaw late models, they kicked off their season last week. They got 2 nights in. And then World of Outlaw sprint cars, they had to cancel their first 2 nights, but they're shooting to officially kick it off tomorrow night at Volusia and Saturday nights. So, but as far as local track schedules go, Devils Lake Speedway, they announced a date for their late model Golden Hammer Classic. That'll be June 14th. And Lake Cameron Ice Racing out by Erskine, it was canceled last weekend, but they are currently scheduled to be underway this Saturday. So that's all I have. I think we're talking a little bit before, maybe some more other things, but we're still waiting confirmation here.
Yep.
So
everything's fallen in place here.
Yep.
Just slowly but surely.
But
so.
For Jade, Travis, the drivers, I imagine that must be this time of the year. You're anticipating the track schedules coming out, starting to get your plans ready for the season. Do you usually kind of have like a muscle memory for which tracks maybe post their schedules first, or maybe when it comes time to hunt, you just kind of have that? I bet this track should be up. I should check this social media or this website.
I kind of wait till the end to really decide what I'm gonna do or where I'm gonna go, but. Normally, I just wait for our NOSA schedule to come out, and then I fill in from there if it's possible.
Mm-hmm. Just whatever other odds and ends you could get out there, and make it work.
Absolutely.
Jay, I know Keith's people there, FKA there for you there. So I can't remember if they officially released their schedule or not.
I don't think they have yet.
Yeah. So I think it should be going up soon, but I'll have to double check on that. But otherwise, we're kind of talking a little bit before the show here. It's been a long time. I think this is both Jay, Travis, your second time coming on.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Travis, long time for you, about almost 4 years. So glad to get you back on here.
I'm glad to be back.
And Jade, it's about 2 years, I think.
Correct, I think so.
I think since the Women of Go-Karting there special. Yep. So I tried to do my homework. I listened to both those episodes earlier this week just so I don't have a bunch of repeat questions and all that. So and Steven, jump on in here too. I see chats jumping in here with a lot of stuff too. I love this. Brina saying, I told my dad no more racing after seeing Shirley's car. Yikes. He would take way too long to get out. River Cities will be coming out shortly for track schedule. All right.
I honestly don't think we'll have to worry about something like that around here. That Shirley thing was an open motor kind of a thing. So
that's like one of those, like 1 in a million.
Yeah. You never see that in a late model ever,
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, but so I guess just to to kind of kick things off here, since we guys got together on the show here, first time on the show together, and Steven, you'll have to correct me. I know you know the show's history like the back of your hand. Is this the first time on Dirty Thursday we've ever had a couple of drivers on the show, like a relationship?
Oh, a racing couple, yeah.
Racing
right,
couple, yeah.
Right.
Is this first?
I believe so, because there's not a ton yet, but the ones that I know of haven't been on here together for sure. So
yeah, you guys are each other's better halves. So you're making history. Boom! We'll give the crowd applause for that.
the one's a better half than the other. What do you mean?
I don't know what you mean.
who gets the most biggest ups? But so how did you two get introduced or meet each other?
Well, we met in high school, and then we dated then for a little while, and then we just kind of went our separate ways. And then, I don't know, what was it, 2023? We stayed in touch, and we were always friends after that. And then in like 2023, she just kind of started hanging out with us and hanging around. And then she started hanging around the race car, and she had interest in it, and we had the same interests, and we just kind of left, got back to where we started and started dating again. And now we've been dating for like 3.5 years, and everything's going pretty good.
Getting the crowd applause, very, very awesome. Jay, does that check out all right there, or is he embellishing or exaggerating?
Nope, it all checks out. That is all correct.
Oh gosh, wow, 3.5 years. That is so awesome. So yeah, I couldn't remember how long it was. But I was trying to just kind of dig up my notes and all that. But so does that make because I was listening the last time you were on, Jade, and you were talking about helping out each other there in the pits, and so I know a curious follow up and all that was you said a couple of years ago that you would only steer Travis's car, but you would not hot lap it. I'm curious, since the 2 years since, have you ever took the chance or get a little nudge to put it on the big track, do a hot lap or a little test run?
He wants me to, but I just don't want to.
No,
I don't have any interest in doing it. Anything else to help him, I will do, but I just don't have any interest doing it. He wants me to really bad, though.
Travis, you think one day?
I bugger all the time. I'm like, just start it. Like,
I was about to say, so not even if he shows up late, you jump in. It's just like, well, someone's got to put heat in it. So like,
that happened one time, and Colton Young had to start my car because he was the only one that could fit in it.
Oh wow!
Because I'm not very big, and Colton could fit in my seat, and he started it for me. This was years ago, but yeah, I've offered her to start the car. I've offered her to hot lap it. I'm like, you don't even have to get on the gas. You can just putz around the bottom, and she just doesn't want to do it. So that's all right.
Hey, no worries. And maybe one of these days you'll just have to get to River Cities extra early, and just be like, oh hey guys, how about you never know.
As someone who has putzing on the bottom experience now, you definitely could. Hell, if I can, anyone can. So.
I'm kind of curious. So if it comes time to say plan out your guys' like a vacation or a weekend getaway, do you keep it racing related, or is it more like no we keep that stuff, we like our own personal vacations, or has there ever been an interest for let's check out maybe Knoxville Nationals or maybe like a NASCAR race or something like that, or has that ever been a possibility?
Yeah, we've talked about it. I mean, we don't necessarily go on major vacations either, just because of how busy our schedules are and stuff like that. But we've talked about it, like doing an Knoxville Nationals week, or that High Bank Nationals down in Husitz. We've talked about going to that, but it just never worked out. We've always had something in the way, or we're racing. Or
I was gonna say, yeah, middle of the race season, planning a racing thing. Yep, gotta love it.
It's more or less like, where do we spend our money? Do we go on a vacation, or do we put money into our racing programs, or
And that's just it. It's hard because with him, his racing schedule is a lot more out of town and everything, and mine's really just in town one day a week. So trying to plan anything around that is really hard. And so a lot of the time in the wintertime, then we'll maybe go ice fishing like at Lake of the Woods or something, but we don't really take vacations in the summer. We're so busy that it's just not possible.
That's a great segue here. Kind of curious about off-season interests, and we're talking a little bit before the show. You talk about just some of your guys' fun ice fishing adventures there. Is that how I think Travis? I was trying to find photos and just do some just background just checking up, and I see you got a ton of fishing photos there. You're quite the outdoorsman.
Yeah, I hunt and fish a lot. I don't get to hunt as much as I'd like to, but that's just because of work and how things fall. So I hunt and fish a lot. I like being outside, man. I can't be stuck inside for too long. So if I'm not in a garage working on a race car or something, I'm trying to get out on a lake or get out in the woods and have a little bit of fun.
Jade, other than Travis spooking you on the ice fishing sometimes there, have you taken to the fishing pretty well, or just other outdoor or other hobbies, interests?
Yes, actually I have. I do like going fishing a lot. He actually bought me a Vexlar, I think it was last year.
Yep.
And so I've really gotten to know that. And then I do a lot of designing with my Cricut as well. So I do a lot of that. I make all his apparel, hats, can koozies, shirts, T-shirts, anything. So that keeps me busy all the time, all year round too. So.
Love the crafts. Mm-hmm. That is so awesome. Do you still do the shirt shop at River Cities? I can't remember if I saw you there last year or not.
A couple times here and there, but I've kind of reared towards going and helping him in the pits, just to be on the backside, helping things like making sure we have the schedule of events, what heat he's in, writing down the lineups, everything like that. So that way, when he goes to get in the car, he can see where he starts and just kind of the back view of everything.
It's gotten to the point, too, you kind of adopted a few drivers here every once in a while, too. You'll have Dustin Burke and Tanner Whisk or whatever. They'll park next to you guys, not have a ton of help. So pretty soon, you guys are pushing multiple cars back, trying to get everyone up to staging and whatever. Luckily, you're always the first one there, but early bird. But
now I try to be, just because my crew guys help out so much. And they don't even, I tell them guys, I'm like, you don't even have to push them up or help them if you don't want to, and they're like, no, we want to help everybody out we can, and that's great. So
do you find that as like a nice kind of things coming full circle from your whether it be at the go-kart track for you, Jade, or for you at River Cities, Travis, things coming full circle, like you find a lot of people helping you out in your early years, but now it's like several years later, and now it seems time to pay it forward to the new up and coming drivers?
Yeah, I mean, Tom and Blake Eglin, they got me started racing, and I wouldn't be where I'm at today without them too. And they still help me out a lot. So if I can't pay it forward back to them guys, I feel kind of obligated to do it any other way. And when I started racing, I needed all the help I could get. So I totally understand how them guys are, when it's tough to find help. It's tough to find guys that are willing to dedicate their time to come help somebody for pretty much nothing, for free. So if I can help anybody else out, I'll do it in a heartbeat.
And, for you, Jay, I guess you can't help but have that good karma going. So you never know if you find yourselves in dire need of like a last minute part, or just last minute just handle something last second that comes up after a heat or something to get ready for a feature. Has been that instant where all of a sudden you got people just rushing to you to help you out?
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody in the go-kart community, even in just my class, if nobody wants to see anybody sit out. So if there's some way that we can help to at least get them out there, we all try our hardest to band together to do that, because it makes the sport more enjoyable, and the more carts you have, the more better it is for everybody else and even the fans themselves.
Yeah, higher car counts, more competitive, better racing, and just crowd applause all around. I want to catch up on a few chat comments. Eric Courts in the chat saying, love Travis and Jade, got you on Kyle's Customs. Brenda Defoe, Jade, can you blush any brighter?
That's my coworker.
Tim Schwanz, come Jade, jump into it and put your foot down about the hot lapping.
He actually is my uncle.
Oh,
yeah.
One day there, you never know. Paula Cunningham, Jade will show Travis up if she gets in the car. Oh, they're one-on-one possible duel.
what do you mean?
Well, I've raced against her in karts a few times, and she's beat me in a go-kart. So, I mean, I could see you beating me in a sprint car.
Hey, the records are there. You never know. Oh gosh.
We don't talk about the go-kart thing though.
Oh no.
No, we don't normally.
Oh man. I see a few more comments here. Joshua Johnson, Knoxville would be fun, I bet. Amanda Joe, take a vacation, you won't regret it. Amanda Munson Thorvalson, the racing community is one of a kind in everyone's willingness to help others. So gosh, yeah, keep the comments coming, folks. Love it, love it, love it. We're talking a little earlier here too. The last time, coming on a couple years ago, Travis, I thought that was one thing I wanted to follow up on. You brought up a little bit ago, doing the go-karts a little bit off on. I was trying to catch up on your guys' stats on my race pass and all, and so I did like a few cameos over the years. And are you? I didn't think I saw you last season, or is it just something just take a year off from it? Just like, did you just wherever there's a spot open kind of a deal?
They had an extra cart one year, and their cart count was a little bit down. And her dad and Mike Witherall and a few other guys were like, if we put this thing together, would you come out and race it when you could? And I said, yeah, I'd do it. And I came out and did that a few times. And then one time Brett Anderson offered to have me race his Yamaha. And I raced that one night, and that was really fun. And then I don't remember what year it was. They had that winter cart deal in Crookston, and we put a cart together, and I raced in that too. So it's just kind of a hit and miss thing. If they really need someone to fill seat or something like that, I'll do it. But it's not on my priority list to be racing go-karts every Wednesday night.
Absolutely. No, I hear you. Just kind of one of those, just when if the stars align, just right kind of a deals.
Right.
Jade, I mean, no, aside, we're all having fun, just poking fun about the hot lap and all that. But as far as like other classes for FKA, have you ever have interest in like maybe trying out one of the other classes in the weeks, or have you in previous seasons?
I have not. I've just stuck with what I have. The Yamaha ones, I kind of watch what they're doing and how they keep, because they have to keep theirs running and keep them at a certain RPM, so it seems a little different. But I'm sure if I wanted to try one, I know that who I could come to if I'd wanted at least hot lap one to try it. But I've just stuck with what I have on my own equipment, and it seems to be working pretty good for me. So.
Oh yeah, 1000%. There you go. Well, we got so much more ground to cover. We just scratched the surface here. I know we got a little batch of photos here. We're gonna pick Jade and Travis's brains about here and just kind of go over your guys' last season and so much more. So I'm joined by Jade Embury, Travis Strandell, and Speedway Shots photographer Stephen Lewis. They are the guests today. We'll be right back after these words from Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Life doesn't ever seem to slow down. Everything needs to be done right now. Well, when it comes time for an oil change, stop into Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Most changes are done in about 15 minutes. Valvoline Instant Oil Change does more too. Tranny and coolant flushes, tire rotations, and batteries. And included in your oil change, they're going to top off your fluids, check your tires, battery, lights, wipers, and cabin air filter too. And you get discounts for fleets and the military. They can text and email invoices and coupons and mention Grand Forks Best Source and get $10 off your oil change. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. They're open Monday through Saturday with no appointment needed. Pickup and delivery is also available if you live in Grand Forks. And Valvoline Instant Oil Change is now hiring. If you'd like to join their team as an assistant manager, customer service rep, or lube tech, stop in to find out more. Valvoline Instant Oil Change for a complete oil change and more. They're at 3325 South 38th Street, or call them 701-780-8462. And make sure you tell them Grand Forks Best Source sent you.
All right, we are back. Currently joined by co-host Stephen Lewis, and today's guests are NOSA Sprint number 41T Travis Strandell and FKA Senior Medium number 88 Jade Embury. I know before we jump on to some photos here, I think it sounds like we may possibly have a caller. Yeah. Caller, are you there?
Yeah, I am. I'm down south here, and I was just wondering what Stephen Lewis thinks about them Canadian hockey teams up there.
Stephen, did you know who's on the line here?
Yeah, that'd be John, right? So
John?
How's the Jade and Travis show going, kid?
What's up, John?
So far, so good.
You disguised that accent way better than I thought. You actually
It
had me
took a
fooled.
couple seconds. I was like, what do we got? And then I was, okay. Oh, I don't know.
I'm in bumfuck Mississippi right now, so it's easy to blend in.
Oh my lordy! How goes it?
It's 70 degrees down here. We're getting a little bit of rain, but we're working our way back up north. So I'm sitting here. We've been in the car since 4:30 this morning. We have until about 5 o'clock to get to our destination today. And I'm thinking, I'm looking, I'm like, oh, I should try calling into the show one time and see how the Jade and Travis show is going and say hi to Dale and Stephen Lewis. So thought I'd make a quick call and say hi, and you're doing a great job, man.
Oh, thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, got Jade and Travis right here. Do you, I'm going to put you on the spot, John. Do you have a question for Jade or Travis?
Ask Jade if she partied on her birthday the other day.
I did not. We just ended up going to dinner, and then we just ended up just hanging out. Didn't do too much because I had to work the next day. So.
But it was still a good birthday, right?
Absolutely, yes, it was.
Well, that's all that matters. Well, good. Happy belated birthday again.
Thank you, John.
All right.
Well,
you guys knock them out there, all right?
You got it. Hey, safe travels back, John. We'll see you soon.
All right, man. Take care, guys. Nice show.
Thanks.
See you later.
See you, John.
See ya.
John.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, what a nice surprise. Awesome to have John Roberts call in. Oh,
For some reason, I was waiting for Chad's voice.
Chad's,
again.
I thought it might have been Chad too, since he
Yeah.
called in a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, this doesn't sound like Chad, or this. Oh, Chad, he had me fooled. I did
Didn't
not.
sound like anyone there at the
Yeah.
beginning. It was what do we got going on here? Oh wait, okay.
At first, I thought it was someone that You knew Steven, and I'm
Yeah.
like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
Well, I guess technically that's true, but yeah. Anyway.
All right. Well, I think we got about a dozen or so photos here queued up to go over here. So, Paul, I'm ready for them if you are. And just kind of put a few together. A big shout out for Stephen Lewis for sending me some, and as well Bobby Duso sending us several in as well.
Oh, wow.
So I tried to get these in. Oh, whoops, chronological order. So there we go. Do this. All right. So
That could even be right away that first night, that Midco night.
That was my first night in a sprint car.
first, what year would this be about?
2019.
You and Presley, I think,
Yeah.
same night.
Eh,
I think. That Midco night, it was kind of looking like it was going to rain there, but
Yep. And I had even debated that night of even showing up, and my dad didn't even want to go, and I begged him. I was like, everything's ready. Let's just load up. And he was like, I don't want to get stuck in the muddy pits and this and that and the next thing. And yeah, that was my first night in a sprint car.
that your Labine suit?
That's my John Labine suit. I still have that.
That's it.
I will never get rid of that either.
Oh wow, gosh, yeah, that is a cool. I love that pattern.
Might even have had the Sam Broughton t-shirt on under it just to...
I still have that too. It's like up to my belly button now, but that ain't ever getting thrown away.
Is this first or 2019? There you go, rookie year.
Yep.
Oh man, I see Carrie Craigmile in the chat saying that was the first night I took that photo.
That was my mom.
Oh okay, yeah.
I also noticed I kind of like the silver dome there that you
That's,
got, that you had for that.
That's a Bobby Martin helmet and a John Labine suit, and
Well, kind of a Bobby Martin car too. You look a lot like Bobby in that.
that car was a hand-me-down car. I had lots of parts from a lot of different guys on that car.
I remember it being super heavy too, helping you load up in Greenbush that year.
That engine was just heavy, man.
Yeah,
That was a
yeah.
heavy engine.
Kyle Ani giving me a what's up, Travis? Jade, I was digging through your social media. I couldn't find too many photos. What year would you say this one
Oh,
would
that
be?
would have been my second year because my first year was red, white, and blue. So that would have been like my second or third year. That was when I think I still had my, what was it?
Your flathead
Yeah,
motor.
my flathead. Yeah, I think.
And a lot has changed at Forks Karting Speedway since, huh?
Oh yeah, holy, we've come a long way since then.
Have you always been in the same class, or?
No, I actually started in junior twos. I
Okay.
got thrown right into the wolf class right away and just had to go with it.
Oh.
I think that's better for the kids these days, just to kind of have that nice progression from a slow class.
Now that
and
we
just
have
kinda-
that way
yeah.
beginners class, yeah, they're learning a lot more, and then it's easier as they get older and they understand more. Then it's so much easier. I'm glad we started doing that.
Yeah.
Here we go. 2020, 21
22.
or 22.
That I think that was 22 because 21 I didn't have CJ Lawn Care as a sponsor on the hook.
I kind of, just to keep it short, I kind of tried to combine a couple of years there, but
21 and 22 are pretty similar.
Yeah.
The way the car looked, we just added a few more sponsors.
oh, that's a Glendon.
Yeah, that was Buffalo River. That was a heat race. That's Zach Omdahl behind me.
How many tracks would you say you've been to about?
Oh. Grand Forks, Devil's Lake, Greenbush, Ada, Buffalo River, Brown County, Casino Speedway.
Close to 10?
I think that's
Fargo.
Fargo.
Fargo, right?
Minot. I've been to a lot more crewing for people than I have racing, but probably 9 or 10.
Mandan.
Mandan. Oh yeah, there's 10.
You made the last man now.
Yeah, so 10. I've raced 10 tracks.
Oh man, you're getting around the circuit. Heck yeah. Bobby Duso sent us a few from, I believe these are all from 2024.
Yeah.
Or are they a little older?
This one looks like from 2024. I just redid the cart, I think last year before, so this would be a more recent one on that one, yeah. I think that's the front straightaway. Yeah, it's the front straightaway.
And I really love these first straightaway shots too, and just from filming out there these last couple of years too. You guys just I can't help notice, especially when you're lining up. Just you see that close up look, and then, like you guys are all just ready to go. It's
Focused.
Focused. Like, don't mess with this person right now.
Exactly.
Oh, I love it. All right.
That was 2020 when I raced Brandon Palm's Western Renegade non-wing car. I think we got second in the feature that night.
Sounds right.
Sounds right.
Well, how many times did you bust out the non-wings?
I've raced his car 3 times, I think. Yeah, 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I've ever been out of the top 7. Something like that.
I think that's right.
It's a pretty night and day different deal from one to the other, though, right?
It's not the same, not even close. It depends, too, on track condition. And you don't have as much horsepower under your foot with a Renegade car. And you don't got a wing to play with to get traction if you don't have any, to pull it back or run it back forward. And, you're pretty much stuck with what you got. So you better set it up pretty good. Otherwise, you might struggle for a while.
Pretty big learning experience then, dabbling for that for a few times?
Well, kind of. I'd raced my car, the 410 wing deal, for a couple years, and then I kind of started helping him out a little bit, and then he just was like, hey, why don't you drive it? And I drove it the first night, and I was like, your car's pretty good, like I wouldn't change a whole lot with like a baseline setup or anything like that. Like, it's pretty good. And then I drove it the second time, and I was like, I don't know if it's me or if it's the car, but it was awful. It wasn't very good. But yeah, it's fun. You really gotta drive the thing, It's a lot different. With the wing car, you're driving a lot straighter. You're trying to keep yourself super straight, where with that, it seems like the more out of control you are, the faster you are.
Steven, can you relate to that from your couple cameos?
No, because I wasn't really at speed, but nor do I have the experience of the wing or anything. But yeah, it's one of those things where you kind of want it to get to kick out.
Yeah, Adam Sobek does a really good job of it. He when he was racing one, he'd almost essentially back it in the corner almost, and that's kind of what you got to do with him.
Him and Zach Holtstrand were the first ones that could, quote unquote, sack it around there.
Right.
So
that was 22. That was a tough year.
That was a very.
And we've
tough
got a
year.
few 22s here, so.
Definitely a big switch up in the paint scheme there.
That would have been our backup car.
This, unfortunately, the car did not look like this much longer this night.
No.
So
we made it through hot laps in qualifying, and then it was our 3rd or 4th lap in the heat race, and we had a right rear wheel center breakout. I don't know if I tagged the wall with it or if it just broke, but I sailed it off the bank of 1 and 2 and flipped a couple times and balled up a bunch of stuff. And that was the first or second night on that car we had just put together.
Oh no. Mm-hmm. Oh man.
Some of you with a keen eye, that's Hastings
that's an old Jade
frame
Hastings frame, and it was a Mark Dobmeyer frame before that.
Oh man.
And unfortunately, that center breaking out of the wheel is not an too uncommon thing these days. The list of our guys that have experienced that has kind of gone up in the last couple of years. So.
Yep.
All right, Jade, here's one you sent me for earlier.
Yep, the only one I actually had in my phone. That was after everything was redone for the new year and everything, brand new body, brand new everything. I just needed a new scheme for it because my other one, I kind of wasn't good. It was broken apart. It was falling apart. We were using duct tape to hold it together just to get it through that.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, but it just wasn't holding up, and it was getting there, so we just had to have a new body. And then I'm like, well, I sent it over to Custom Stripes. I was like, hey, I need a new one. They asked what I wanted, and this is what they came up with. And normally when I go through them, everything is awesome. They do a really good job at designing my stuff for me, so.
Yeah, you cannot go wrong. I see Woodman's Candy. There's a sponsor. Legendary place in town.
Yep, my uncle and my aunt own the one in Fargo.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that is a go-to every holiday season for me.
Oh, yes, it is.
All right,
That would have been after.
Yeah, so this is like September-ish. It's probably track championship on for that. So
Yeah, we got.
doing your Troy Pekka impression.
Yeah. We got that top wing from Tom and Blake, and it had different colored sideboards on it. And we we were pretty low on funds after wrecking a bunch of race cars that year, and I went to the hardware store, and they had a sale on safety yellow paint. And I go, you know what? We're going to be yellow.
Let's go for it.
There's yellow on the body. The wings are going to be yellow.
This is quite the shakeup from the cars we've seen so far. As far as the for the paint. Oh man!
Despite how bad that year was, I don't think you missed one either.
We missed the IRA weekend
Okay.
because we were putting that car together, and I probably could have made it to second night, but I don't like to rush, and I don't. If I'm not 100% ready, I won't even show.
Especially with that roster, the way it was, you know.
David Ackerman saying we still have yellow overspray in the garage from that.
My dad was not happy about that. I got it on everything because I painted it in like an evening. Like Thursday afternoon, I start painting these things, and we got a race on Friday. So I'm like rushing the drying process,
Going to town.
rushing everything. I didn't cover anything up, and
Get it done mode. See Joshua Johnson saying yellow stands out more. It certainly does. And Amanda Joe saying, I can't thank Jade and Travis enough for always giving me a space in their trailer on race nights to chill or hide for a bit. Plus, they have awesome snacks and food every race night. That certainly helps. Here we go. One more modern.
I kind of did a combo, but
yeah, that's 23, 24. That's a different car. We got that one from Sabrina Hawkinson from Bemidji. I bought that chassis from them, and we put that car together, and that's been a pretty good car for us.
Jade, another one from Bobby.
Yep.
Gosh, going to town. Yeah. Oh, man. I think you didn't miss a night for 2024, or I want to say you were there all season, or maybe you did miss one. I can't remember.
I don't think I did. I believe I did not. I know I have in the past years, but I think this is a year that I did not miss any. I believe you're correct on that.
Perfect attendance, yo.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
All right.
I like that picture. It's a good one.
Space Cruise Party Bus.
Absolutely.
We're having some fun with that before we went on here.
Absolutely. I can't thank them guys enough. They do a lot for me.
Another one, I think, was same year, right?
Yep. I think that was in Grand Forks.
So that's great.
Yeah,
Forks.
that's Forks
You
for
said
sure.
so, yep. Oh yeah, there's on the good thing that's going into. It must be.
That's
That-
turn
That's
three.
That's a backstretch going in
That's
three, I
going
think.
Going in.
Yep, going through.
Really good action shot. Bobby Duso there every week for Forks Karting.
Yep.
That was the start of 22.
That's how it started.
That's an old.
I don't remember what happened to this one.
That car, it wasn't, I think it was about halfway through the season, quarter way through the year, and I ended up looping it in 3 and 4, avoiding someone in front of me that got squirrely, and another car, before they threw the yellow, came through the corner and just didn't stop, didn't slow down, and they just drilled my front end and spun the whole car around about 3 times, and it just bent the whole chassis up in the front. There was no bending it back or fixing it or nothing.
So, like, seeing some of these cars could sometimes bring back some memories where it's like, oh, no.
Well, that car was my favorite car, that chassis. I got that chassis from Tom Egland and Blake, and that was a good car.
Looks like, does it say it's a Maxim?
Yep, that's a Maxim car. We started progressing pretty well with that car, and then we had to start all over again, and I was pretty frustrated, but that's how racing goes.
I think one more. I really like how. Are those the Thorvaldsons behind you, I believe?
Looks like.
That's the other Adam.
Yeah, that's the other Adam.
Adam Matz, I think. Is
Yeah.
his
Oh,
name.
okay.
I don't know who's behind him though. I can't tell. But yeah, that's the other Adam. That's in our class. He started, I think, last year. Year before.
Gosh, I was like, all right, gotta make sure to include this one here too. What a great action
I was
shot.
absolutely shocked going out and watching you guys that last night, last year, that how big the senior medium classes got, you know.
And it's going to grow even more because a lot of the kids now are going to start moving up over the years here. That junior 2 class is already big, so that's coming up next. So pretty soon we're going to have to split heat races and things like that too pretty soon.
May
so.
see a B main for the senior mediums.
I don't know what the rules regulations are on that. There might be.
So I want to say there's 12. I want to say like there was a couple weeks in the season. I want to say maybe 13, 14.
If it's anything over 12, they have to do split heats.
Oh, split heats. Okay.
Yeah, anything over 12. If it's at 12, it's up to the discretion of the class, but anything over 12 has to be split.
Right. And I know there must have been a few where we were maxed out at 12 because there was just, I think, a couple times when you're getting the formation lap going on and I was doing the filming getting it on, I'm like, oh no, I think we may dread this opening lap or two, but very little wrecks and cautions for the senior medium class.
Yeah, we have all of us, we get off the track, we get along very well, and we just know how to drive. We've driven with each other for how long now, so we just kind of know each other and everything. And I mean, accidents happen, but what do you do? That's racing.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, whoops. There we go.
Oh.
Here's an old school shot.
That was my,
Roy.
Yeah, rookie of the year. That was pretty cool.
Oh, man, nice. Then it's kind of make it come full circle here. So that was 2019 NOSA banquet?
Yep.
So, and then to follow that up, latest NOSA banquet.
Yeah, 2023. We got 10s and points.
2024.
24, sorry.
Oh, they all blend together right now. Yeah.
Boy, you were doing your math all year though.
At the beginning of the year, I wasn't, and then we got about halfway through, and I'm like, we got a pretty good shot at reaching our goal of where we wanted to be, and towards the end of the year, we were there, so we just had to stay consistent and stay there. And
What do you mean you haven't updated the points yet?
I'd get after them. Or I'd get messages at 2 in the morning and be like, here you go. Quit your crying.
Yeah, I started doing them right after. After that, it was just like, all right, we'll just
Gotta
do
know.
them right away.
Gotta know.
I can't sleep with this.
Amanda, Joe, Travis, you changing up the design this season. # bring back the yellow.
It'll change. I don't know about yellow, but it'll change.
So, oh, nice little hint
teaser there.
possibly.
Yeah.
Chad Hoff, hello everyone. What's up, Chad? Always good to hear from you.
Hope he's not suffering from that mountain time deal.
Oh, yeah, he's like an hour behind.
He's an hour behind. No, he tries to make the adjustment there, but yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, gotta get those time zones down, and and it sounds like if everything goes through, North Dakota may be officially ending daylight savings time. It's working its way currently through their legislation, so be one of a few states.
Well,
I know they're trying to do it nationally as well.
Yeah, just logged on. Yep.
All right. So, I kind of wanted to pick your guys' brains a little bit about just key takeaways from the 2024 season. Jade, how, for yourself here, I see 13 features, 6 top 5s, and like we were just mentioning in the photos there, what a competitive class you got there. How would you rate your 2024?
I mean, I believe it was really good. It was a year for improvement a lot, especially with my driving ability, too, as well, and improving just stagger, tire prep, air pressures, just kind of playing around with it to figure out what works on what night. And it depends on how warm it is, how much prep do I need to put on, how much do I come back from that. I feel like it was a trying year, but we did pretty well this year.
Now, like you're just mentioning too, that many drivers on the tracks, very little race incidents. It's really one of the most, I know whenever it comes time for the senior medium for you guys to come on the track, I'm definitely eyes glued in just because, just like you mentioned earlier.
It's very hard racing, though. I remember your last feature, the track championship night or whatever. I don't remember who you were racing with, though, but it was back and forth, and it was one of those things. It was just like, holy crap, there's no way I could do that anymore, but...
It's very hard. I mean, and you have a lot of good competitors out there, too, that are very, very talented at it. And to get up to them and be able to try to pass them, it's very hard. There's so much talent, so much competition. But at the end of the day, we all go out there to go have fun and have a good time. And then afterwards, maybe we'll give each a little crap afterwards, like, oh, you did this, But other than that.
Random headlocks from behind, possibly.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. And do you have like a big, just like a moment that stood out to you, or just like a race night you're probably the most proud of this season, or just one that just comes to mind?
I don't know. There's one thing that I can't remember what race it was, but Adam and I were going back and forth on it, and he like kind of slid me a little bit. And I had never experienced that. I've seen Travis experience it, but I've never experienced it firsthand. And I was like, whoa, that's what that feels like. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, that's kind of crazy. So that was pretty cool. But other than that, that's basically the biggest thing. I mean, getting top fives, especially in that class, is really hard with all the great competitors and everybody out there. It's so hard, but those top fives are something that you strive for. But now we're going to try for a top 3 this year, and maybe even win a feature or heat race this year.
You got this. You will rock that victory lane. I'll be tracking you down for an interview and saying, "Don't leave yet, guys."
I won't leave without that. I promise you that.
Oh gosh, I think it's so cool. You mentioned hang out afterwards in the pits at go-karts. I noticed that usually by the time I'm done filming and getting all the interviews and like packing up all my equipment, that like the pits are usually about like 80 to 90% depleted by that time, but you two are almost one of the last of that 10% to leave. It's such a big, tight-knit racing community. That's got to be part of the experience, just hanging out, getting your weekly catch-up, and just getting that race family love.
Exactly. And even after a rough night, sometimes I'm really tired and want to go home, but it's like you sometimes need to just sit down and get everything packed up and then just decompress for a minute from the night before you can even, go home, because you get home and then you're still going
wired up.
Exactly. So it's almost like a calm down time before I go home to just relax and then put everything away and then hang out with everybody and then go home for the night.
Travis, when you're on like on Wednesday nights, when you're in pit, I don't know, would be crew chief or just crew mode? What's that like for you on that side of the fence?
Well, I just try to help her out as much as she can, and try to get her program better and better all the time. I'm always asking questions and reading stuff online and trying to figure stuff out just to see what we're missing, and I let her and her dad kind of do their thing, and then when I feel like I need to step in or fill a role, I'll do that. But I don't know. We all work really good together, and I'm only there when I can be. If I got my own race car stuff to do, that kind of takes precedence over her go-kart stuff, because her and her dad have been doing it together for so long that they don't necessarily need me there all the time. They just kind of like when I come. Mm-hmm. Just, it's another hand, it's another set of eyes. It's, we just help each other out.
Big team.
Absolutely.
We've always said that each other's race programs, like mine comes first and his comes first. Mm-hmm. So each other's race programs come first before the others. So.
Oh, I really like that saying. Oh my gosh, yeah, that is, gosh, yeah, very, very, paramount. I don't know the word we used earlier. Yeah, Jenny Barnes in the chat saying, "You guys are so fast out there, Jade. Do you ever got a personal top speed? Do you know off the top of your head?"
I don't actually. I don't at all. We should bring like a. What is it called? A
radar gun?
Yeah, we should bring one just to see how fast they actually go, because I don't think anybody's ever brought one out there.
But it's something like you keep track of lap times or whatever. I think a lot I don't know if you're trying to hit nines or get into the 9-second bracket, but that's another crazy thing to me, is just like,
if you're in the nines, you're fast.
Yeah.
You're way fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even a low 10 is nothing to be ashamed of. That's a fast lap.
Usually on a good night, I'm about maybe 10-1, 10-2 on a good night. And then obviously, depending on the track conditions and the heat from that day and everything else, your goal is to get at least under 10. But even a 10-1, 10-2 is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Travis, let's talk your 2024 15 features, 7 top 10s. We saw the picture a little earlier. You rounded off the top 10 in NOSA points. Heck of a season. Nope. I know. Let's talk about that last race here a little later here, if you're okay talking about it.
No, that's fine.
But before that, I'm just kind of curious, do you have a standout race from the 2024 season for you that really, you're like, oh, gosh, this was a hell of a night?
I got nothing that's, like, super great. I feel like after our South Dakota swing, we really found something with the race car, and my driving ability kind of found itself, and we got a lot faster, and we were very, very consistent. I know there was a couple heat races there where we qualified well enough where I started on the pole some heat races, and normally I'm starting in the back of heat races. So that was great. There was
hitting the invert is so huge.
Yeah, that's big. And then there was a few probably a good handful of features where I was like, I start 10th. I'm up to 7th. Pretty soon I'm up to 6th, and then I make some rookie mistakes or just kind of miss some marks and end up falling back and still finish in the top 10. But, you know, at some of them points, it was like, hey, I got a car that I feel is capable of being a top 5 car right now. And if I can do my job, we'll be sitting pretty good. I mean, there was a few features there where I think we were like 6th or 7th, finished 6th or 7th. I really wanted a top 5 pretty bad, and I really wanted to win a heat race. Didn't work out, but you know what? We got nothing to complain about. We had a pretty good year.
Well, it's got to be saying something when you know you can tell by feeling the car out there. You're like, hey, we got a top 5 car on our hands here. We just got to have the pieces fall into place.
Right. If the stars align, we can be there, and that's racing.
Yeah, 1,000%. I see a couple more follow-up comments from that there. Eric Kortz, 3rd in the heat with Andy Pake. Amanda Joe, the night Travis visited me for the redraw was my standout night of this.
What do you mean he's in the redraw?
That was a big night. That was a big night. I was like, redraw? What's that?
What do you mean?
Like, I think everybody came up before he even got out of the car that night. Everybody was already at his car even before me, like, telling him he made the redraw.
Oh, gosh.
That night.
Do you recall what you drew for the redraw?
5.
5? Oh, man.
And that's kind of what I wanted to draw anyway. I wanted to be 5 just so I could let the guys in front of me kind of show me where it's fast, where the traction's at, where I should be running. And then it didn't end up going the way I wanted, but
I feel like most redraws, no one wants the front row and no one wants that last row. Everyone wants to be in that kind of that nice sweet spot in the middle there. So,
well, if you're starting 7th or 8th or however many we redraw that night, you're trying to play catch up somewhat. You're trying to get in front of those guys in front of you that are fast, and you can't count out the guys behind you either because our NOSA class has grown so well that everyone's fast. It's hard to count anybody out. And then if you start up front, if you don't have a ton of experience like myself, you're out there kind of running blind. You're running scared. You don't know where to run. If you're leading laps, you don't know if someone's catching you or if you're driving away from everybody. So, yeah, I'd like to start like 4th or 5th if I could choose.
no.
See Eric and David echoing your sentiments there about that redraw there, saying just sounds like a memorable night. And so you kind of mentioned a lot of the tracks hit up earlier. It sounds like right around 10 tracks you've been to. Is there a track you have yet to go to that you would like to that's in the area, or like maybe a dream track?
I want to race Houston at least once. If we could go there a lot more, that'd be cool. But I've always wanted to race there. A lot of guys that we race with race there, and they say it's the real deal. I don't know if there really is any place around our local area that I haven't been to that I really want to go to. Fergus Falls, probably I-94. I haven't ever raced there, but I've heard really good things about it, and maybe we can get back there one day.
Jay, Travis, do either of you do like the simulators at all, iRacing or the World of Outlaws game to just dabble with that kind of thing?
Not really.
Me neither, not really, no.
I've tried a simulator, and I kind of got frustrated with it. I was like, you know what? This isn't anything like the real thing, so I don't like this. I'm trying to do things, and the computer's trying to do other things, and I don't know.
No. Hey,
it's not for me.
Not for everyone, 1,000%. Oh, gosh, I don't know how to pivot to this, but last race of 2024, scary opening of the race for you there. But I do recall seeing both you and Jade the next day at the Forks Karting year-end banquet, and it was great to see you up and about, moving around A-OK, and in good spirits. But if you're up for talking about us through that moment, what was going through your mind when it all it must have been like a blur?
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on until about halfway through, and then I was like, hey, we're upside down right now. And it was just a racing deal, just two guys fighting for the same piece of real estate, and no fault by anybody. I just got the short end of the stick, and there's been times where it's been the opposite, where me and another car have gotten tangled up together, and they got the short end of the deal. That's just how it goes sometimes. But Yeah, it was a pretty violent one. That's the worst one I've ever had. The car actually wasn't that bad. We were able to straighten the chassis out, and basically we're going to probably put that chassis back together for this upcoming season and keep running it. It was pretty traumatizing for the next couple days. After that, I kind of wasn't myself. I think I had a little bit of a concussion. I didn't go in or get checked out, but I wasn't myself there for about a day and a half.
Well, I for the way that looked, how that all went down. I mean, all things considered, I mean, I probably came out of it and it was like the standout, fire safety rescue crew at River Cities. They took care of you that night.
Yeah, we're pretty fortunate in Grand Forks to have the fire crew and the EMTs and officials that we have. Most places that we go don't compare anywhere close to what we have in Grand Forks. So very thankful for that. Thankful that no one got hurt and that all my safety equipment did its job and that all we had to do was fix a race car,
What would you say coming out of after that, kind of looking back, reflecting on it now, these few months afterwards, was there anything, tweaks you think you may want to make any changes for in case, just another just in case thing as far as like safety equipment goes or little modifications?
I finally broke down and got a fire suppression system this winter. I ran without one last year and the year before. It wasn't a mandatory thing, but it was highly recommended, and pretty much everyone we race with has them. And I just decided, you know what, I'd rather be safe than sorry. Mark Dobmeyer had a pretty big impact in that.
Oh, right.
He'd bug me all the time. He'd say, "Where's your flame retardant shirt? Where's your flame retardant underwear at? You got fire suppression in your car?" He'd bug me all the time.
He's looking out for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh gosh, that's so good to see. Everyone's just, I mean, you hate to see that kind of thing happen, but it's just, we learn from what happens out there.
It's a chance you take in racing, and if you can minimize any of those chances of getting hurt, burned, et cetera, just makes everything safer.
Now, I think we kind of touched on it. You kind of addressed it briefly, but for both of you, Travis and Jade, just plans, goals for the seasons ahead of you. Jade, I think you kind of mentioned a little earlier there, 2025 plans there and or goals there. Just, for that loaded field, you've had trips to the podium before, top threes before, so I think you got feeling pretty good about going into 2025.
Absolutely, yeah. It's just I set my goals high for myself. I try to do the best as much as I can, and my goal that, like I said, this year would either be to get at least a top three or even a win in a heat race or a feature. But there you go again, it is a very competitive class, and there is going to be more and more of us as the years go on. So it's just going to get more competitive and even more hard to even get those spots because of the kids that are coming in the next couple of years.
Oh.
So just got to push and hope for the best and drive hard.
Bring it every week, right?
Absolutely.
Travis, I know I saw you like a few weeks or month-ish back on your social media about kind of like a year-end, just kind of thoughts there about how you're super proud of your team. Felt like you made some really good strides there. How's that going to affect you going your shooting for your 2025 goals?
We just want to build off everything that we accomplished last year and that we learned. My crew guys stepped up and decided they wanted to learn a lot of stuff with me, and we got a really good baseline set up now. Before we kind of didn't have that. Now we have a starting point every night where we start, and I just want to stay consistent, finish in the top 10 at the minimum every night. Our goals are to be in the top 5, win a heat race, put ourselves in contention to win. If we can put yourself in contention, eventually the results will come. I don't want to have any DNFs. That's another big thing is finishing races. If we can finish and finish strong every night, that's a plus. So just no DNFs. Try to make every show we can and be competitive.
Oh, I love it. And it just sounds like, too, since the last time you've been on, it sounds like you've been making those and just kind of just looking at, I mean, looking at stats is one thing, but actually seeing out there year to year, you can see those improvements being made year to year to year.
Sometimes when you have a few bad nights in a row, you don't feel like you're improving, and then you just kind of lose track of time through your season, and then you kind of look back and be like, you know what? This date we started getting fast, and then the next weeks after that, and so on and so forth, we were faster and faster and faster and staying consistent. And that's what I want to be, is just a consistent race car driver at this point.
So a couple more follow-ups there in the chat. Joshua Johnson, I think, Travis, you'd love Cedar Lake. Al, what's up, Al? Kaylee, she was kind of commenting about the Brian Shirley late model fire. We touched on at the top of the show, but she goes on to say, no amount of money is too much to not be burned alive. So, gosh.
There was one we lost in the scroll there. Josh, if you haven't run 5 times with us, you'd be eligible for it. As soon as you run 5 NOSA races, then you're not a rookie anymore. So that's how that goes.
Gotcha. Kind of winding down here. I guess before we get to our final talking points, Travis, Jay, is there anything we missed that you guys want to touch on here before we kind of winding down with the sponsor shout-outs?
No, I think I'm pretty good.
I think I'm good too.
Steve, was there any final questions or comments from you?
I think we pretty much touched on everything there. So
Gotcha. Right on. Well, I got one last question for you guys here. You talk about being each other's better halves earlier on the show, and there's that the saying, the adage, relationships are partnerships. And so I just kind of want to throw it to both of you guys, with both of you being race drivers, how special or unique does that kind of make your lifestyles in general, maybe say compared to other couples? What does that bring it to that dynamic?
Makes life pretty easy. She understands how racing goes. I understand how racing goes. I know some people that race or that are in a racing relationship, there's not a lot of give and take sometimes. With me and her, she understands, like, if I'm out late working on a race car, she knows why, and she understands. And if she's gone doing her thing, I know why, and I understand. And we have a pretty good relationship together. We work together well, and we get everything done we can, and there's no complaining and yelling most of the time. But yeah, I can't complain, and I'm pretty thankful for it. You can't ask for anything better.
Jade.
Well, it's not basically following what he said, everything, we completely understand. And it's easy to do that when you have the same interests, same likes. There are nights where, there are special events where I can't attend or he can't because we're busy putting cars together, getting ready, because, that's what we do all summer long. That's our lifestyle. That's what we do. And I mean, we do miss some things, but you know what? At the end of the day, we are both doing something that we love at the end of the day, and we support one another doing it. I mean, if it comes to me traveling with him for racing, or him just coming on a Wednesday night, or making sure that I video his race every night so he can go back and look, I mean, just working together and having the same interest, it all works out and it goes very well.
So I guess suffice it to say you're both all in.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, we're going to give applause for that. I love that answer. Alan saying, great show. Thanks, guys. Amanda Joe. Travis, ask Jade what Hudson said to me the other day about your relationship. You'll get a laugh out of it.
Well,
Hold on.
Uh-oh, it's queuing something up here. So got Amanda's giving us a little hint.
She had texted me yesterday, so I have to go back and look and find her thing. Okay. She goes, funny story I must share with you. We were at dinner the other night, and I told Hudson it was your birthday, and his response was the Jade that should be married to Travis.
oh boy.
Hey, there you go.
he likes to make big decisions for everyone.
Hudson,
just,
yes, he normally does. He makes the bigger decisions. I will agree.
Do people like to tease you guys about that? Or is that probably imagine just being like, oh, hey, random on the spot, we're gonna throw this at you. Reaction.
Every once in a while, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My kid does it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm used to it.
You're probably going to get it more now because now Hastings is, so all
Right.
married up. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trying to think up and down the line there.
Well, to
Yeah,
borrow,
I think you're probably going to get it quite a bit now going forward.
That's
So
all right.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
I'll,
and there's
I'll,
no
pro- I'll
doubt.
probably help every once in a while. What do you,
Oh,
what do
I'm
you mean
sure.
you're going to help?
You don't get to help.
part of the deal, right? But hey, well, maybe Steven can help refresh everyone with their sponsors and shout outs. So, Travis, I think you said you got the muscle memory. You think you got it off the top of your head, putting you on the spot. Sponsor, crew, family members, big shout outs you want
I
to
took
give.
a look at the car before when he was answering there earlier, so we'll see.
First and foremost, I got to thank my crew, David Ackerman, Sam Lillo. Them guys help out a lot. They take a lot of time out of their summers to come do stuff for me and help. Without them too, we wouldn't have been able to travel like we did and race like we did. I got to thank Jade too. She does a lot behind the scenes, whether it's taking care of kids or getting food ready or making sure my bags are packed or just little stuff like that. Got to thank Tom and Blake Egland. They do my engines. They mentor me. They do a lot for me. I couldn't do it without them too. They're a huge part of my program. Sponsors, Kyle's Customs, automotive repair and customization. That's where I'm employed at. Kyle Gracco, he does a lot for me. He sponsors me every year. He lets me leave to go race. He lets me kind of make my own schedule to do it. And I can't thank him enough for that and the business. Jeremy Ekman Dental Arts, he's been with me since day one. Always helps. Sometimes some years are more, sometimes are less, but he's always there and he's always making sure that we're doing good. Tom and Blake Egland Racing Engines, Space Cruiser Party Bus, GF Bin Cleaners, Aflac, Patty Callius, and I know I'm missing one.
I was going to say,
I know what it is.
I was about to say,
The
you want to go
machine shop.
first? Yep.
Oh, Metal Masters Machine Shop, and my mom and dad. I couldn't do it without them either. So
applause all around.
That was pretty good. Pretty
Hey,
good.
On the spot, no notes or anything. Good stuff, man. Jade, same question for you. Shout outs, crew, sponsors.
Well, first of all, I have to thank my dad. My dad and I started this together when we were, it's been now, I think we have 12 years now. We started this together. And then, of course, Travis, he does a lot for me, whether it's at the shop helping me fix something if I broke it, or he's at the track just helping me try to be a better driver and making sure that everything is tight, everything is good. Mikey Witherall, of course, and then Eric Thompson. My sponsor is Woodman's Candy, which is my aunt and uncle. They have helped out throughout the years with things. I got my motor because of him. When they switched, he basically saw I had a flathead one day and went over and dropped $600 on an animal and put it on my trailer. Yeah, so...
Wow, talk about support and a half.
Yeah, so that was really awesome. And then, obviously, my senior medium class, Brandon Thorgelson, he does my motors. So we usually have those done every 2 years. He's been great with it, is flexible. It's awesome to have your engine builder close by. If anything happens, he can basically look at it right away and be able to take care of that. And just basically my mom, my dad, Travis, Ryder, of course, too. His mom is also, and dad are very supportive. And just all my friends and family that are around me that support me in doing all of this. And of course, Jamie and Amanda, they're my, two of my best friends, as well, that are there, obviously every race night, the Thurgelsons. So they're a big fan of mine too, as well. Sometimes they cheer for me against Ryan, but
I see you guys hanging out in the pits afterwards at go-karts. This is a big, just fun bunch you guys are. It's so cool. I see Tim in the chat there is giving you a friendly reminder as well, saying, don't forget crew chief, the legend, Kevin Embury.
Yep, my dad, yep.
Oh, gosh. Well, hey, Travis, Jade, thank you guys so much for coming on. This has been a true delight.
Hey, thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we do really appreciate it. Thank you for having us on.
Stephen Lewis, a pleasure as always.
For
All
sure.
right. Well, that's going to wrap up the show. Travis, Jake, wish you nothing but the very best for your 2025 season here.
Hey, thanks.
Thank you very much.
I got one more thing before we go. What do you mean I got to be on the show with Steven?
Oh, we get the buzz.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Oh gosh, what do you mean? Yeah, that is to be continued. But all right, with that, we will wrap up today's show. I want to give a big shout out to our final sponsor of the day, Rumor Sports Bar and Casino in the Grand City Mall. Go check them out for your go-to sports or food or beverage fix. They got wall-to-wall TVs. UND Sports, your favorite teams. You got the football playoffs coming up. If you want to go, if you got any certain game in mind, you don't see it on the TV, ask Jake, BT, Scott, and the entire crew at Rumors. They will hook you up. They are the only place in town to place an authorized horse racing bet. You can try your luck with charitable gaming, bingo, blackjack, all kinds of options. Awesome lunch and dinner specials, including the $7 express lunch. Do not forget about their world-famous legendary beer towers. Monday is DJ Trivia Night. The second Tuesday of every month, new to Rumors, is the Initials game. It is catching on like fire. Go check them out. Rumor Sports Bar Casino in the Grand Cities Mall. Open every day to 11 a.m. from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. So, with that, I want to give a big shout out to producer Paul in the booth. Tune in to GFBS tonight at 9 p.m. for an all-new episode of The Brew Brothers for the latest on the area's craft brewing scene, and also catch the Brew Brothers and GFBS. They will be at Happy Harry's Pork and Brew this Saturday night. It's going to be a hell of a time. Next week, you got a little taste of them earlier today. John Roberts will be back in the host chair, and he has a big guest next week. Another former NOSA Rookie of the Year and current NASCAR ARCA driver, Amber Balkin, will be returning to the show. Do not miss it. Remember to like, share, tag, subscribe. Follow GFBS on all the social media, podcast, and streaming apps, and pound that notification bell to get the alerts for whenever we go live. Yo, the Forks are fantastic. Grand Forks' best source gave them their identity back.